The defense agreement between China and Iran isn't just about military cooperation between the two countries, it's a sign of a shift in the global balance of power. The secret strategic preparations of the past 2 years are now coming to fruition amid rising US-Iran tensions. The state-of-the-art supersonic CM-302 system built by China is a weapon capable of sinking American warships in an instant. This isn't just a transfer of weapons, it's a message that the world is moving away from a unipolar structure toward a multipolar one, where supersonic weapons like the CM-302 play a key role. The missile is forcing America to rethink not just militarily, but strategically as well. Now, the big question is, what does it mean for Iran to have this carrier-killer missile? Is it the end of America's decades-long dominance, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. In today's episode, we'll talk about China's dangerous carrier-killer missile, the CM-302, which Iran is about to get, and how it's changing the war dynamics in the Middle East. We'll have a special discussion on this. Right now, the clash between Iran and the US on the world political stage has reached a point where even a small spark could lead to something disastrous. An explosion could happen in the Gulf region at any moment. The US naval power USS Abraham Lincoln is already deployed in the Arabian Sea, while the USS Gerald R. Ford is moving through the Mediterranean Sea toward the Persian Gulf. These two massive aircraft carrier strike groups together have over 150 advanced fighter jets and thousands of trained sailors. These multi-billion-dollar American warships now approaching Iran's coast are targeted by weapons that even the US defense system can't guarantee stopping. On February 17th, Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei openly said that the most dangerous weapon isn't a warship, but the one that can send those American warships to the bottom of the sea. His statement wasn't just a political speech or some empty threat. When he said that, he knew very well that very soon Iran would get its hands on technology that could challenge the US Navy's power. China's CM-302 supersonic missile, made by China, is currently the biggest threat to any warship sailing the seas. It's believed that its destructive power mainly comes from its unprecedented speed. This is a super advanced supersonic missile, meaning it can fly many times faster than the speed of sound. During flight, it can maintain speeds greater than Mach 5. It's so fast that even the enemy's most advanced defense systems don't have time to detect and respond to it. When a missile flies within the Earth's atmosphere, skimming just above the sea surface at such high speeds, it's almost impossible for even the most sophisticated computer systems to stop it mid-air. It's powerful enough that the kinetic energy generated from its speed can smash a huge warship into two pieces without any explosives. Simply put, this missile is an unbeatable and deadly weapon against modern naval warships. Another dangerous feature of this missile is its sea-skimming technology. In the final phase of its flight, it flies just 10 to 15 meters above the sea surface. Flying this low makes it hard for enemy ship radars to detect it. It usually flies below the horizon, making it really hard to detect. Normally, radar can only spot it when it's about 30 to 40 kilometers away from the target. At the speed this missile travels, like a Mach speed, it takes just a few seconds to cover that distance. Just a few seconds? Think about that. Because of this, the missile is practically invisible from a technical standpoint. With a striking range of 290 to 300 kilometers, Iran can now easily hit US naval ships and massive aircraft carriers stationed in the Persian Gulf, right from its own shores. In terms of technology and precision, the CM-302 is top-notch. It's way ahead of its time. It's equipped with cutting-edge active radar tracking that can clearly identify its real target, even amidst thousands of sea waves and other obstacles. It can be launched from land, ships, or aircraft platforms, making it a versatile weapon on the battlefield. The warhead attached to it is powerful enough to sink any large enemy destroyer or cruiser. Especially for the US Navy's pride, the aircraft carrier ships, this is a cost-effective yet deadly weapon. Ships worth billions of dollars, this missile, worth several crores, can destroy targets in an instant, which is why it's called a carrier killer. The new missile deal between China and Iran directly challenges the US Navy's global dominance and its strategic presence in the Middle East. For decades, the US has maintained control over major sea routes worldwide, using massive aircraft carriers and warships. But now, with advanced supersonic missiles like the CM-302 in Iran's hands, it means those billion-dollar American warships are at serious risk. The ships aren't safe. This isn't just a technical problem for the US Navy, it's a huge blow to their ability to show off their power. When Iran deploys such deadly missiles in tight spots like the Persian Gulf, it seriously limits where American ships can operate. This has badly shrunken the US's long-standing ability to move freely and put pressure on their enemies in the region. Strategically speaking, this missile agreement could lead to a potential war. The whole equation of cost and risk has completely changed. In US military strategy, damage to their soldiers and advanced warships is taken very seriously. On a political level, the wars in Vietnam and Iraq are proof. When the US military started losing large numbers of troops, public pressure and political instability inside America ramped up quickly. As a result, the US was forced to pull its troops out of those countries. If Iran successfully fires just one CM-302 missile and causes major damage to an American destroyer or aircraft carrier, if this happens, it would be a huge strategic defeat and humiliation for the US. That's why Donald Trump or any other American administration will have to think twice before threatening military action against Iran. The straightforward meaning here is that the US might be forced to choose a defensive strategy and negotiation over a full-on war with Iran. Another major impact would be the decline of US power balance in the Middle East and the rise of China. By providing these missiles, China has sent a clear message to America that the Middle East is no longer just America's playground. The field was there. By turning Iran into a military power, China is not only securing its energy supply, but also creating a strong front in the Middle East to keep the US busy in Taiwan or the South China Sea. This forces the US to spread its naval forces all over the world. If the US tries to stop Iran's growing power, it will have to pull resources and forces away from the Pacific and refocus on the Middle East, which would actually benefit China a lot. The UN sanctions and China's challenge have been sharply criticized by the US and its European allies on the international stage, saying the deal between China and Iran disrupts the rules-based order. But from China and Iran's perspective, the US's talk about a rules-based order is just a strategic hypocrisy. They believe the US twists these rules to suit its own interests, using them to justify security control when it's convenient, and blatantly ignoring them when it's not. The clearest example of this is the 2015 multilateral nuclear deal, which the US unilaterally pulled out of, tearing up international law against this backdrop when the US reimposed sanctions on Iran and pressured other countries not to trade with it. Iran called this economic terrorism and unilateral bullying. Now, as China makes this missile deal with Iran, it's not just challenging the UN arms embargo, but directly defying Washington's global order. China's argument is clear. Every sovereign, a nation has the natural right to protect its existence and territorial integrity, and it can seek military assistance from any friendly country for that purpose. If the US selling Israel billions of dollars worth of advanced weapons doesn't threaten regional stability, then saying Iran buying technology from China for self-defense disrupts regional stability is clearly a double standard. China providing Iran with advanced supersonic systems like the CM-302 isn't just about selling weapons, it signals the end of Washington's unilateral dominance in global politics. The message is pretty clear. From Beijing's perspective, the old UN sanctions are now outdated and irrelevant documents because they've failed to address the changing global balance of power. China's handling of these sanctions signals the end of America's unipolar world and the official start of a new multipolar world. In fact, this missile deal between China and Iran isn't just about transferring weapons, it's a clear declaration of the shifting world politics. The Zinc carrier killer missile has shaken not just the waters of the Persian Gulf today, but also the very foundation of Washington's power and ego. For the US Navy, which has long enjoyed uncontested dominance, the road ahead is no longer so easy. China's technology and Iran's strategic position have come together to create an almost impregnable fortress that's nearly impossible for the US to break. This agreement makes one thing clear: the era of a unipolar world is ending, and a multipolar world is on the rise. History shows that whenever old powers weaken and new ones rise, causing major upheavals in world politics. Please let us know in the comments what you thought of today's series. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe.